ladies and gentlemen, the greatest man on earth. And no, it's not me, ladies and gentlemen, because without the greatest man on earth, we wouldn't be here to bring you all of these wonderful stories about the Bible and the pictographs on the $1 bill. Because without the greatest man on earth, no one would understand any of this stuff. So I'm going to introduce you to the greatest man on earth. And in the meantime, I want you to watch this television screen because it's very important. So ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the greatest man on earth, because without him, none of this could have taken place. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to zoom in on the man who made it all possible. Now, he's sitting in a booth at SPQR in Manhattan in the year 1980 on September 25th on my birthday, which was a special surprise. I picked him up in a limousine, and we went to SPQR with a lady named Dawn, and myself and my mom. Now, without that man, none of the pictography on the $1 bill would ever be known about in the universe. And this is Captain Thomas Fazio. And Captain Thomas Fazio was special for a lot of reasons. Aside from the fact that he's my dad, Captain Thomas Fazio is also, or was also, a tugboat captain in Local 25, the Marine Division, for the International Union of Operating Engineers. And this is the boat that my dad ran in 1985 at the Battery Park City Plaza job. And I worked on this boat with my dad. I was a deckhand in 1985. I also worked for him on this boat when I was 15 in 1970 as a deckhand. So this is my Captain Thomas Fazio, my dad, and this is the boat that I got to work on at the age of 15, and this boat is responsible for bringing in at least 80% of all the fill that Battery Park Plaza sits on. That's right, this is Captain Thomas Fazio, and he is the man that brought in the fill for Battery Park City Plaza in New York City. Now there's another great man that all of this could be attributed to also, in the respect that Albert Einstein was my hero growing up. Now some people say he was a good guy and some people say he was a bad guy, and most people are just pretty damn jealous of the fact that he did something so great and worked so hard on something that nobody else could possibly comprehend what that man sacrificed as a labor of love to bring the benefit of many different sciences into fruition. So we thank Albert Einstein as well, and without those people, of course, I could have never learned how to be a successful human being in life and to be able to create things like this, because this was one of my first loves. I did contracting for many years before I learned that I was the best deck builder that anybody had ever seen. And I'm not just patting myself on the back. Anybody that knows me in New York City will tell you that Michael Fazio from Zolarcraft was one of the best deck builders they had ever met. And that's what I did for the Union. I was a dock builder foreman for 1456 as a deck and dock builder. And that's one of the things I did besides custom renovations. And anybody who knows anybody in the, let's say, the movie with the guys with the bent noses knows that staircase. That's right. Anybody that knows anybody in the movies, the real movies with the guys with the bent noses, knows that staircase. And I built that staircase under the heading of custom contracting by Zolarcraft. And anybody that knows that staircase would know that I am telling you the truth. Now, moving back over to the television, I'm going to show you something about, this is one of the most interesting things, because children in today's world, they don't know what it's like to wait for anything. They don't know what it's like to wait for anything. Now, I pushed the button that you saw, bang, bang. I pushed the button, and now we're waiting for the television to come on. Now, it's been on for a while before, but it's just coming on now. but originally it takes 2 or 3 minutes for it to come on. And it would play, except there's no more frequencies. They did away with the frequencies, just like they're doing away with our rights. They're taking away our rights, and they took away the frequencies. They're phasing out everything that we grew up with and learned to love. So this television is actually, now this television was made in 1946. This is a PHILCO predictor. Now I took those pictures down for a reason, because watch the technology that they had in 1946. Look at this. This is a PHILCO predictor. This is the most sophisticated piece of equipment in its time. It locks there, and then you can turn it, and it rotates 360 degrees forever. You could turn it around 2 or 3 times, it don't matter, it stays, except that there's a wall behind it and it stops it. But this is what it does. Look, now you can see it in the mirror behind me. See? I mean, this is amazing technology that they could do this. It was simple technology. It rotates 360 degrees forever. My new computer that I paid $1,200 for the screen doesn't even do that. It rotates, but it doesn't rotate 360 degrees. But today's children, they don't know what it's like to wait for anything. Everything is instantaneous. When we were children, you could put the television on a really cold winter's night, because we didn't have a lot of heat. We'd keep the house at 58 degrees so that we could save money for heat. My dad worked 15 hours a day to pay the bills. You could put the television on and go sit down and eat dinner. Sometimes it would take 3 or 4 minutes or 5 minutes for the television to warm up, depending on the kind of TV you had. So in today's world, everything is instantaneous. And no one knows what that's like anymore. Everything has to be now, now, now. But we're going to move on to the next thing. Of course, everyone knows how I received a lot of the knowledge to figure out the pictography on the $1 bill, which is associated with the words in the Bible. And I've proven that. And I expect a phone call any day now from a major motion television studio saying, hey, are you Mike Fazio? We want to buy your book, and we want to buy the rights to your concepts, because they're for sale. I can work you out a deal for something like that. I should have had people knocking down my front door for simply showing you the bat and the owl on the $1 bill, because Michael Fazio is the first person in the known universe to ever see it, because no one else ever put it forth. But Michael Fazio is the first person to figure out, I might know more about the $1 bill than any other human being on earth. So I made these videos figuring that they were going to kill me when I put the book out, and they didn't. Now, I know there's nothing stopping them. I mean, not like I'm bulletproof or anything like that. So I made the videos, to go along with the book, because I figure if they kill me, at least there's many copies of the book out there. Ones I gave away, and the ones that I sold, and the ones that are selling now. I mean, they can never take that information away. So if maybe that Tracy sent me a letter saying that, Mike, why would they kill you? You're the only person in the known universe that knows how to decipher the $1 bill. And in that case, they should have already called me. Again, they should have called me. Somebody should be on the phone saying, hey, what we want you to do is come into a laboratory, a center, and we want you to help us decipher. Because what I show you in the movie that I make, the little videos that I make, I gotta tell you something, that's nothing. There's stuff on the $1 bill that you have no idea about. And I'm not going to explain it to you. Either someone's going to pay me for the information, besides buying my book. They're not going to get the kind of information that I have that exists on the bill, besides what I show you. And I'm going to tell you something, there's a lot more to it than that. Now, they might kill me for saying that. Well, I'm 56 years old, I'm not going to live forever. So anyway, what we need to do now is I'm going to show you some pictures of when I lived in California, when I was in when I was 14 years old, I actually got to ride around in an airplane that was turned into a truck, and I used to fly a little plane out of from San Diego Airport, from a little airport outside San Diego near Temecula, California, and then I would fly into Palm Springs. So this once again is a little snippet of my life, and I'm going to zoom in on that card because I know where that is. That's the name of my business, and if you'll notice, the card has a cross in it, because that card has a cross in it and that card has a cross in it, because when I was 17 years old, that was my logo, the pyramid with the cross in it, and nothing has changed since I was 17. I knew that the pyramid was Christ-like when I was 17 years old. So when I grew up, all I did was expound on the knowledge that I had about the pyramid, even though it was given to me by spirits, so to speak, which I perceive to be godlike in nature. I can tell you that what I call spirits, other people call God. So let's be clear on that. I give honor to what we perceive God to be, except that what we perceive God to be is not exactly what God actually is. And that's